Hello and welcome to Nina Jarnum Yoga. I thought today I would do a little class, a little stress buster. So this is it's not a long class. It's just a little bit of movement to get a little bit of movement in your body, but also stimulating your nervous system and breathing, also stimulating your nervous system with breathing. So it's great at the end of a stressful day, or even if you're not stressed, just to get that little bit of movement in and breathing and feeling better about everything. So if you have a bolster or a block, have it ready. If you don't have one, don't worry. It's not absolutely necessary, but it's a nice thing to have. And if you have a yoga practice at home, I really do think it is worth the investment. Definitely buy some blocks. It's great to have. But again, you're fine with that. So we're going to start by, actually, we're going to start by coming down onto your back. So come lying down. Keep your knees bent and just let your knees kind of fall together. So maybe your feet are a little bit wider than your hips. Arms along your side. And close your eyes. And start moving your breath into your belly. So as you inhale, you expand the belly. And as you exhale, feel your belly button move down towards your mat. So you're gently trying to slow your breath down. And with that, I mean, see if you can make, especially your exhale, last a little longer. And even if it feels as if your breath is kind of caught up in your upper chest and you can't take those deep belly breaths, still move the belly with your breath. Fake it till you make it. And then take your arms out to the sides and lay both of your knees come over to the left. It's a little twist. Still breathing into your belly. And come back to center. And over to the other side. And then come back to center. Give yourself a hug. Move a little from side to side. And roll back and forth all the way up to seated. And come into Sukhasana, or easy pose, and just make yourself comfortable. Take your hands to your knees and start circling your torso. And I want you to imagine that you're exaggerating the movement a little bit, because I want that movement to really get into your belly, stimulating your digestive system and also stimulating your spine. And go the other direction. You're just moving with your own breath. So we always move from the concept of inhale, expansion. So that's when we come forward, we open up our chest, and exhale, contraction. We're kind of rounding the spine and belly button move towards the spine. And then come back to center. Sit up tall. Take your left hand to the side of your right head and just release or relax that left arm. So you're not pulling anything. It's just by relaxing your arm, you're putting a little bit of weight into it. Relax your right shoulder as well. Come back to center. And other side. And back to center. Interlace your hands behind you. Tips of your elbows comes forward. And then take your chin down to your chest. A little bit of roundness in your upper back. And again, you're not pulling anything. Relax the arms. So there's a little bit of weight. Stretching your neck, stretching your upper back. And come back up. And keep your hands interlaced. Open up your arms and press the back of your head into your hands. Make a big double chin. No screenshots. Big double chin. And release. And then we're going to do a little bit of breathing here. So I want you to take your left pinky finger and thumb and take to your nose. So you're just resting them on the nostril. And then what I want you to do is with your thumb, you're going to close the left nostril. And then you're going to inhale through your right nostril. Long inhale. And at the top of your inhale, just hold it for a second. And then I want you to close the right nostril, open up the left, exhale. Hold it for a second. Inhale through the left nostril. Hold it. Shift nostril. Exhale. Hold it. Inhale. Hold it. Shift. 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 Exhale. And come back to your normal deep breathing. So that in itself is a total stress buster. If you're in a stressful situation, you're about to go on stage, have a speech, anything where you need to have a quick fix, this kind of breathing, alternate nostril breathing, will take care of you. So that is such an important tool in stress busting or in anxiety busting. All right, let's make our way onto all four. I'm going to do a little bit of movement. This is a very chill class. So come on to all four. And I want you to move into a few cat-cows. And you're just going to move with your own breath as you inhale, expand, exhale. Cat pose. Move your belly button towards your spine, round. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. You're just moving with your own breath in. It feels good to add some movement. Maybe it's a bit of side stretching, hip circling. Go for it. And then tuck your toes and come into a downward facing dog. And focus on lengthening through your arms, lengthening through your shoulders. So press your hands actively into the mat, lengthen. Keep a little bit of bend in your knees, heels off, maybe walk it out. And then walk to the front of your mat. And come into a ragdoll forward fold. So you got some space in between your feet. You got some bend in your knees. And you're just hanging here, letting your back body open. And then slowly roll all the way up to standing. Inhale, reach. And exhale, fold. Step your left leg back and come into a high lunge. Arms up and sink into it a little bit so you get a nice stretch here in your front hip flexor. Engage the back hamstring and put a little bit of engagement in your belly here so you don't turn it into just hanging out in your lower back. So use your exhale to bring all your power back into your center. Hands to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. And then step your left foot forward. High lunge on the other side. Again, engage that back hamstring. It's totally okay to have some bend in that back knee. Just make sure you're engaging the back of your thigh. Hands to your mat. Step back to plank pose. And I want you to lower your forearms down. Come into a dolphin pose. Do keep the heels off the mat. Do keep your knees a little bit bent. Again, this is not about getting super strong or anything. We're just stimulating our body, stimulating our nervous system. And then press into your forearms. Turn it into a shoulder stretch. And then come back up into your downward facing dog. And walk to the front of your mat. Come all the way up to standing. And then I want you to go and do a little balance pose. So balancing is always, I love balance poses, and for a lot of reasons. It builds up a lot of strength. That's really good for the body. But also, balancing focuses you. And it makes you let go of all that outside noise. And you just focus on your body and focus on yourself. And that is one of the beautiful things about yoga. That's one of the reasons that we always feel so calm and light when we come out of yoga, because we've let everything else go. We just focused on our bodies, focused on us. And tree pose is really wonderful for that. So move your weight into your right foot and then lift your left leg up. And it's your tree pose. So if you don't feel very balanced today, don't worry. You can have your foot right here, maybe even those tippy toes on the ground if you're really not feeling it. You can also have your foot on your calf muscle. I don't want your foot on the knee because I don't want you to press into that knee joint. That's never a good idea. Or you can take your foot all the way up to the inside of your thigh. And to get a little bit more of a stable pose, actively press that left foot into the inside of your thighs, but also resist with the inside of your thighs. So you're creating a little bit of activity in the pose. And make sure that your hip points are pointing forward. So this is not about this leg being opened all the way to the side. Most of us don't have hips open enough for that. So be okay with the fact that your knee is at an angle here and both of your hip points are like little headlights on your front, just pointing forward. And maybe you're lifting your arms up. Your tree have branches and leaves. You can also take your hands to your heart. And if it's difficult to balance, find what in yoga we called drishti, and that's finding one spot in front of you. It might be on the floor, it might be like something on the wall in front of you that's not moving, and you just focus your gaze on that. That's going to help with your balance. And come back down and move the weight over to the other side. And again, your version. No, you might have one side that's way more unbalanced than the other. And there can be a variety of different reasons for that. As a teacher, what I often look at first is your foot. Maybe you're collapsing your arch. And it can also just be stressed. When I'm stressed, my balance goes down. And that's why I need to be doing this. Again, I'm finding my drishti. And come back to center. Come down to seated. And all the way down onto your back. We're going to come into a little bridge pose. Now, if you have a block and you want to support a bridge, feel free to place the block underneath here and just relax, make it nice. This is not about some great back bend. And otherwise, feet and knees are sit bone width apart. Press the back of your shoulders actively into the mat. So you're going to feel that upper spine lift off the mat, but without scrunching your shoulder blades together. And then inhale, lift up into your bridge, press all four corners of your feet into the mat, squeeze your butt, put a little bit of engagement in your belly as well, just to protect the lower spine. Feel the back of your shoulders activating into the mat. And hold it. And come back down. And lastly, I want you to find a wall. I don't have a wall here, but you can imagine. Find a wall, and I want you to put your legs up against the wall. And if you have something to go under your butt, so maybe it's a block, maybe it's a bolster, put that underneath here, underneath your sacrum, and then take your legs up against the wall and relax. So inversions stimulates the nervous system, and it does make us calm down. And because this is a gentle practice, I'm not talking handstands or anything like this. Inversions are when the legs above the head. So this is an inversion, and it's nice and relaxing. So hopefully you found a wall now. And I want you to just stay like this for as long as feels good. So maybe you're taking 5 minutes, maybe you're feeling 10 minutes today. What's most important is that you actually take the time for yourself. You take that time to be still. So don't feel that, oh, I should be doing other things. I don't have time to relax. That's a bunch of bullshit. Take time for you, take time for stillness. That is so essential when it comes to mental health. So close your eyes, relax, breathe into your belly. So again, focus on the expansion of your belly as you inhale, relaxing as you exhale. And again, I want you to stay here as long as you want. Thank you for practicing with me today. You can find more information on my website and my social media. It's all mentioned below. And of course, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Namaste.